day 2. They're doing some skeet shooting. We'll go and check it out, eh? Now we're just doing a bit of an introduction or safety briefing. This isn't professional by any standards. These are for amateurs, blokes who actually just want to have a go at the sport, and all they're trying to do is promote firearm safety and awareness and stuff like that. So yeah, you don't need any formal training or anything else. They're just inviting people to have a go, really. Two for two. This bloke's done it before. Yeah, they got a number of events on today, throughout the day. We'll go and check out some of the other activities later on, eh?
Race course. The horse breaks from the trot and must be stopped. Complete a 360-degree turn before proceeding, and the first horse to cross the line wins.
For you people in Australia, Pauline Hanson is attending. I'm not quite sure the connection between One Nation political party and the Nullarbor Muster, but anyway, she's made an appearance. I'm not expecting Peter Dutton or Albo to be here. Wouldn't that be a treat? Cheers. Could be the highlight, I think. Bull riding. We'll see how we go, eh? Not me, but Ben. There's the slackers.
Let's go, Nicholas Forrester, Mr. Nibbles. You see, getting a bit of spur and action going there, a few extra points. Right, young Jack, let's ride, eh? Sit up, cowboy, keep going, keep going, keep going! Oh, I tell you what. Keep riding, Brandon, keep going, keep going! Sit up and ride him, boys, sit up and ride him! Keep riding, keep riding! Oh, there you go, there's your first qualified ride for the night, Brandon Van Zyl. Oh, there we go, he's got a nice fucking ball under him, into the left, he's, sit up and ride him, cowboy, keep riding, keep going, keep hustling, keep hustling, keep hustling! Oh, it's a nice strong ride, So pull that horse up, we'll get Luke up to his feet, he'll get down in that ring. Put your hands together. Lukey Metcalf, he's after that 3 metres longer. Let's go. Charlotte Reigns. Oh, what a run this is, Charlotte Reigns. Put your hands together.
Right, it's Sunday morning. People are already starting to leave. We're going to stay here for another day. Officially the thing closes at 4 p.m, but we're going to stay here for another night and leave tomorrow morning. Yeah, they've got fuel available now, mostly diesel, but there are 4 drums of unleaded, so about 800 litres. I'm going to try and get there and see if we can sneak in, because we definitely don't have enough fuel to get us back. So we'll see how we go, eh? And there's the queue for diesel. And that's the reason why we're here on this weekend, because that's the only time fuel's available. You alright? Oh, that'd be good. You can never have too much petrol unless your bike's on fire, mate. Alright, I've been banging on about this 21-inch front wheel, so let's have a closer look at it. Why 21-inch? These bikes come standard with a 19-inch, and primarily that's to improve their road handling. We're not interested in road handling ourselves personally. Everybody's different. But anyway, off-road, these things are a handful with a 19-inch front wheel. 21-inch just allows you to roll over terrain easier. Gives you more options as far as where you can take the bike. Having said that, they're a very versatile bike, but the 21-inch will just allow you to take it in more difficult terrain comfortably, and that's why I guess players like KTM, Ducati, the Desert X, They all come with 21-inch front wheels, and they do that for a reason. Dave swears by it. He reckons it's great. No turning back for him. But he's like-minded like me, and the whole intention of the bike was to go off-road. So, yeah, when I get back to Perth, I'll explore that as an option, I think. They're just going to relocate the pallet of ULP to another location just to make it a little bit more streamlined, I think. Yeah, pretty congested here. Everybody's a bit toey, a bit anxious. Right, now that that's done, our biggest concern now is that the Xanthus to Balladonia track, which is what we want to use tomorrow, apparently somebody left a gate unlocked transiting through the station and cattle escaped. And as a result of that, the property owner has locked the gate, which means, you know, we can't get through. So the biggest thing on our agenda now is to try and get information on, firstly, whether the gate has been locked, because we're hearing different things, and secondly, if it has, how we can still get from here to Balladonia. Anyway, we'll make some inquiries and we'll figure it out. We usually do. Oh, a lot of traffic is heading out now, and that's why we're staying here for another night. We didn't want to get stuck in all the dust and everything else. We're about probably 5 hours east of Kalgoorlie, and Kalgoorlie's about probably 6 hours from Perth. So anybody who has to go back to work tomorrow, yeah, they need to leave today quite early to get back to work, I guess. So, but we're going to spend another day here. Officially, the event doesn't finish till 4 p.m. So there'll still be people here. We'll hang around. Alright, beginning of the working week for some, not for us. Just going to go and wait for these guys in town, and the off chance that the Indian Pacific is there, because it calls in here to Rawlinna every Monday for breakfast or morning tea. So yeah, it was here on Friday night, then it goes to Perth, spends a day there restocking and resupplying, I guess, and then heads back for the return journey. So yeah, I'll go and wait in town. Big shout out to the organisers, the committee for the Rawlinna Muster, or the Nullarbor Muster. What a great event, great weekend. In particular, Gary, Mark and Andrew, who gave us a bit of intel on local roads and tracks, in particular the Xanthus to Balladonia track, which is what we want to take later on today. So yeah, big shout out to them. Thanks very much for your efforts. Very, very much appreciated. Today, in 25 words or less, we'll head west for about 170 kilometres, and then pick up that Xanthus to Balladonia track, head due south. Hopefully it'll be okay, and then pop out at the other end of Balladonia for fuel. We'll probably stay around that area tonight, I hope. Well, there's no sign of the train. I think according to the timetable it's supposed to get here around 6 a.m. and leave around about 8:30. It's about 8:30 now. Doesn't matter, not important. I mean, there's no evidence of them having been here. The other thing I wanted to mention is yesterday, Sunday, there were supposed to be other activities at the muster. Best ute and biggest ute and smallest ute, and I don't know, just ute stuff. But apparently they never had any entries. So yesterday was pretty relaxed, just hanging around the shed. Most people left yesterday, and that's the reason we didn't, because that road would have been pretty busy. Shit, it's a horse float. he's busted an axle. Not much I can do for him. Right, this is the beginning of the Xanthus to Caledonia track. I'll just wait here for a few minutes and let the others catch up. Now from here, 3 of us are going to go down here. Chris, he's 70 years old. He's decided to continue on through to Kalgoorlie, and he'll meet us hopefully tomorrow afternoon sometime, because you know we got about 400 kilometres of twin track now, and yeah, Chris tires easily, and he's concerned about fatigue, and if fatigue was to kick in, then yeah, you're going to make mistakes. So yeah, the idea of, like I say, 400 kilometres of twin track doesn't really float his boat, so he'll continue on to Kalgoorlie, probably 200 kilometres, stay there overnight, and then yeah, head south towards Norseman and link up with us tomorrow. Alright, we've all had a bite to eat, and another discussion about what if we don't hook up tomorrow, and a deadline of how long he's expected to wait. He's got access to my InReach satellite tracker, so he'll be able to monitor our progress, and once we get to Baladonia we'll have a signal, Telstra, and we'll be able to give him an update. So I don't expect or anticipate any problems, but so yeah, it's about 200 kilometres of twin track, and it's this track, the reason I brought my Suzuki DR650 and not the 1200, because this is an unknown, and we've had some mixed signals about its condition, so we'll know more soon. G'day mate, how you going?
There's about 5 of us coming.
Okay, where have you come from? Baladonia?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
On the Baladonia Xanthus track, because there's a couple of different options.
Yeah, Baladonia Xanthus, yeah.
What's the going like, mate?
What's it like?
What's the going like?
It's easy as, mate. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's no dramas, yeah.
Okay.
No wet spots or anything. It's all,
Okay.
it's all good.
Any bull dust?
Sorry?
Any bull dust?
There's a little bit, couple of spots, but didn't seem like it was going to be real deep or anything.
Okay, alright. 5 of you?
Yeah, there's five vehicles, yeah.
Alright mate. And the other thing I didn't ask him was anything about gates. He didn't mention anything about it, so my thoughts would be that if there are gates, they're not locked. Yeah, I mean, you know, we were told the gate was locked, but that might just be to discourage people from coming down here. We'll know more later on. Front wheel just washed out from under me. Yeah, it's all to do with the slope of the ground, you know. Yeah, just I should have known better. Got to keep it upright, as in the angle of the bike. We are approaching a junction shortly, and talking to one of the blokes yesterday, Mark, who knows this area pretty well, he said that if we veer to the right, he's had a semi-trailer up and down that particular road not so long ago, so it must be in reasonable shape. The problem is it's going in the wrong direction for us. It sort of cuts diagonally down to Air Highway, a place called Fraser Range, but that's going in the wrong direction for us, so we'll get to the junction and we'll veer left, but the track conditions might deteriorate after that. no more very shortly. Coming up to another junction, I might have to stop there and do a nav check, because it's a bit of a rabbit warren the further south we go. But the conditions have been okay. I mean, I've been sitting on around about 45 kilometres an hour, a little bit less in some spots, a little bit more in others. It's pretty solid underfoot, a little bit of sand in some places, but only minor. I mean, Dave's on the 1200 with that 21-inch front wheel. Me personally, I'd feel pretty comfortable bringing my 1200 out here, at this stage anyway. Alright, well, we made it. I couldn't take a lot of footage because my battery went flat. But effectively, that road, or that track, is like all the other station tracks that you would expect around about here. A little bit of sand, but nothing of note. Couple of patches of minor bull dust, but once again, nothing of note. We heard some horror stories about bull dust. Thankfully, by the time you realise you're in it, you were out of it. It's probably not worthwhile hitting the telegraph track now, so there's a place I normally camp around here. The Telstra Tower gets us off the road. It's behind a closed gate. So we'll go there, set up camp and relax a little. Oh shit, Dave's laid it over. Jeez, you alright? Fucking hell. Yep. Morning or day, whatever, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Dave's just going to duck down to Balladonia Roadhouse just to top up his water. He's got a handy little tool. A lot of remote communities and places out here, even in town in fact, they'll take the handle off the tap so you can't access the water. But there's a tool you can buy from the local hardware store. I think they call it anti-vandal something or another, $15, and that comes in handy when you're out places like this. You can just go to the local tap, use that particular tool and help yourself to the water. Because yeah, they don't like people. They'd rather you pay for the water than get it for nothing. So he's stuck in there. We'll leave in a few minutes and meet him there, and then start heading down this telegraph track. It's 250 kilometres between refuelling points. The track itself is about 200. That'll be slow going, maybe 5 hours, and it'll be much of the same as it was yesterday. As long as it's dry, it'll be alright. So yeah, we'll get underway in a few minutes and make our way to the telegraph track. Right, this is the Balladonia Road. If you continue heading south, you'll end up reaching the coastline. Now, it's technically closed by the Shire, and I don't know the reason for that. Whether they don't want to maintain the road or trying to discourage people from going down there, I'm not sure, but the road is technically closed. But we're only going to go down here about 12 kilometres or so, and then turn right onto the telegraph track. It's definitely chopped up in places. Yeah, I mean, normally the shires close these local roads shortly after rain. You don't need much rain before they just turn into slush, and then of course you sometimes get heavy vehicles using the roads and they just dig it up. It would cost a lot of money to maintain these roads. Well, here's the turn off. That must be an old pumping station or something. Dave and I did this last year around the same time, and we're both on big bikes, and there is one patch of sand along this track, and I just happened to find it. When it's dry, it's okay. The year before that, Broken Leg Tom and I did it. I was on the 1200, he was on a 650, and it was after rain, and that was just a nightmare. We kept riding to the point of exhaustion on the first day and had to pull up because we laid the bikes over many times. So after rain anywhere around here, the roads turned to pug pretty quickly. So yeah, 200 kilometres. This was the original overland telegraph alignment, and in fact when they put in the optic fibre cable only a few years ago, they used the same alignment. They just, I don't know, ripped a hole, buried the cable, covered it over. But there are signs of the old telegraph line along this stretch. As we get near some dry salt lakes, you can see old telegraph poles, and that continues straight through the dry salt lakes. The sun's behind us, which is good. You don't want to be riding into the sun in these sorts of conditions. I've done this track many times, but always from west to east. This is the first time I've actually travelled it east to west, and that's why I was keen to come along here this time, because roads and tracks take on a whole new meaning. You go the reverse direction. And the other thing is, yesterday, I mean, this thing's got a big tank, 30 litre tank, and they actually expand to about 32 sometimes. And just because you've got a big tank doesn't mean you have to fill it. I needed fuel for 250 kilometres between fuel stops. So all I did when I got to Balladonia yesterday was put in, I think it was about 11 litres. So that, along with the fuel already in the tank, that'll get me to Norseman. Because fuel up high, like I say, but if you're going to be doing snotty tracks, then there's no sense filling the fuel tank if you don't have to. Well, they're my thoughts anyway. Just turned around, heading back. Yeah, Dave's laid it over. Yeah, we waited a couple of minutes, and Dave was the dust trail is not bad, and I thought something's not right. So yeah, we've just come back a kilometre or so. It's treacherous out here sometimes. Oh, you okay? Yeah, 180. That's not good. Hang on, I'll turn around. Could be in a bit of strife. Right, we've arrived at Hyden. We'll stop here and have a second breakfast, refuel, and then after that we'll continue heading west towards home. I would expect we'll all be there by mid-afternoon, and you wouldn't expect too much to go wrong from here. So look, if this is the final approach, you know what that means. See you on the other side.